Good day, everyone, and God bless all of you. My name is Dr. Alex British Chinedu Tasie from Ishebo community in EQUERRE local government area of Rivers State of Nigeria, West Africa. And by the grace of God, I am a writer, a musician, a filmmaker, a football coach, a historian, and also a multidimensional thinker. I am also the most pronounced EQUERRE historian. The reason is that I am a historian from EQUERRE land that has carried out the highest form of history, research, and work in EQUERRE land. At least 4 of my history books can confirm what I claim. I am also a historian from EQUERRE land that his history books are the most pronounced and the most circulated history books in EQUERRE land. I am also a historian from EQUERRE land that has, undertaken, sponsored, produced a history, documentary film for the EQUERRE people titled The Nigerian Minorities, a Case of the EQUERRE Ethnic Nationality. So when you go to YouTube, you kindly search for the title EQUERRE Documentary and see all that I have done in that area. I am also a historian from EQUERRE land whose 2 books were admitted by the University of Port Harcourt as lecture books without a university degree, making me the first EQUERRE person, maybe to the first Nigerian, whose 2 books were admitted as lecture books in a university without the author being a graduate of any university in the world. I am also a writer who has authored about 10 books without also a university degree. I wanted to see what ingenuity can offer between academics and ingenuity. I wanted to strike a balance, and I have realized that ingenuity is stronger, more efficient than academics. So, in the year of 2004, the late Professor Cyprian Ekwensi, the author of The Burning Grass, summed me up as an intelligent person. In the year of 2007, the late Dr. Arthur Aguncha Nwankwo, chairman, 4th Dimension Publishers, Enugu, summed me up as a strategic thinker. In the year of 2010, the late Professor Tam David West summed me up as a person with a hot brain. People like Professor late Ade F. Ajayi, Professor Arochukwu and former VC of Imo State University and president of ASU, Professor E.J. Alagwa, Tuko Yusuf Rutai, former chief of army staff in Nigeria, Mbu Joseph Mbu, former commissioner of police in Rivers State, and so many other notable Nigerians have remarked me in one great way or the other because of the kind of work I do as a writer and also as a historian. So people recognize that I am a quality historian, and that is why in EQUERRE land, from the year of 2013 to about the year of 2015, I received propositions from about 4 communities to give me a chieftaincy title, of which I declined all that. In my community, Ishebo, the Ikunchi Gosri gave me an award of recognition. When they give people like the late Dr. Herbert Wigwe Award and so many other prominent resource persons in my community. So this particular program is a presentation of another version, another edition of the history of the EQUERRE people, where EQUERRE people actually came from, where they migrated from. This particular issue has always been at the front burner. It has always featured in so many historical discussions. It has always been there. It subsists. Especially our brothers, sisters, and friends from Igbo land proper always argue, always talk about the history of the EQUERRE people. In their curiosity, sometimes they mildly quarrel with EQUERRE people. They argue about it always. They want to know why a people who speak almost the same kind of language as they do, the people who bear the same names and titles as they do, say that they are not Igbo people. It has been there. This argument, where EQUERRE came from, has been there. Our brothers and sisters and friends from Igbo land want to know why EQUERRE people say that they are not Igbo people when they speak Igbo language, their Igbo names and Igbo titles. I have received so many phone calls, text messages. Some abuse me, some criticize me, some also thank me for what I do. That is life. I have no offense, against anyone. I bear no grudge against anyone, because what we are talking about is just history. So EQUERRE people have always maintained that they are EQUERRE people who migrated from the old Benin Kingdom. In the year of 1993, Obako EQUERRE Cultural Organization Worldwide, the social apex cultural organization of the entire EQUERRE people, published an anthology. In the two books that they published, called Studies in EQUERRE History and Culture, Volume 1 and 2, EQUERRE people, through Obako EQUERRE, made it clear that EQUERRE is EQUERRE and not from Igbo land or even an appendage of the Igbo. In the year of 1957, a group of EQUERRE people converged in the house of the then paramount ruler of the entire EQUERRE clan in the person of His Majesty King Jackson Arochukwu of Ishebo community to discuss about EQUERRE origin. After that, they came out with an unanimous statement that EQUERRE is EQUERRE who migrated or that migrated from old Benin Kingdom and not from Igbo land. That was a unanimous statement that the EQUERRE people made in that year of 1957. In the year of 1962, the late Chief E.A.D. Aliko of Adan Ishebo took a majority of EQUERRE people to the then Minority Rights Commission in Lagos to protest that EQUERRE is not from Igbo, that EQUERRE is EQUERRE. In the year of 1963, the year that Obako EQUERRE was birthed, IKWERRE people made a statement again that IKWERRE is not from Igbo land. So it is a lie when you hear stories as found out from our Igbo brothers and sisters and friends that IKWERRE people say that they are not Igbo people because they failed in the war between Nigeria. It is a lie. Before 1967-1970 Civil War, IKWERRE people have made it clear that they are not Igbo people, nor an appendage of the Igbo. It is true that some IKWERRE people, because of politics, have aligned IKWERRE to Igbo, of which the late King Jackson Arochukwu and Ibo of Ishopo, the late Chief John Amabebe Nsirim of Ishopo, the late Chief Emmanuel Aguma of Rebisi, and the late Chief J.H. Iwuke of Eche Land, all aligned IKWERRE to Igbo because of what they wanted to gain politically. And that was also the case during when Rotimi Chibike Amechi wanted to become president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the year of 2023. He aligned his people to Igbo because he wanted a bigger base to launch his mission into national politics. That was the case. Consciously, every IKWERRE person knows that IKWERRE is not from Igbo. But our Igbo brothers, sisters, and friends insist that IKWERRE is Igbo because they speak Igbo language, because they bear Igbo names and titles. During one-on-one discussions with people like the late paramount ruler of Emowa, His Royal Majesty Eze Anacho Emmanuel Origin, with the former paramount ruler of Rebisi Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Eze S.N. Woluchem, His Royal Majesty Eze Dr. Frank Eke, the former paramount ruler of Evo Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Eze B.O.O. Oriebe, the former paramount ruler of Abo Kingdom, told me one-on-one that Igbo people migrated from IKWERRE land and not vice versa. They said that migration starts from the water area towards the land area. That Igbo people close to IKWERRE land migrated from IKWERRE land. That IKWERRE did not migrate from Igbo land because there is no place in Igbo land that IKWERRE people have identified as their migration routes. No place. Instead, Igbo land have been here in IKWERRE land. They also told me and so many others that the language that IKWERRE people speak is not called Igbo language, it is called IKWERRE language. The names and titles that IKWERRE people bear are called IKWERRE titles and IKWERRE names. So they wonder how the people who call themselves Igbo people change the whole thing to mean Igbo names, Igbo titles, Igbo language. IKWERRE people call their language IKWERRE language. So the people who migrated from IKWERRE land towards the hinterland area took the language with them, took the cultural practices with them, took the titles and terms with them. That is the case. So don't think that IKWERRE as a small place, that such a thing cannot happen. In life, anything is possible to happen. Because people always talk about, oh, what language do you speak? The language that we speak as IKWERRE people is called IKWERRE language. It is not called Igbo language to us. And that is the case. So people always talk about this issue of history. What is important to do in life is, as a person, when you see any piece of writing connected to history, or any statement of any kind connected to history, what you do to find out the veracity of that content that baffles you, that wonders you, that mystifies you, is for you to carry out an independent investigation, independent research into that matter. That is the standard thing to do. Not to quarrel, not to approach it with grouse, not to approach it with wrong sentiment and bias, not to curse, not to abuse, no. Understand it, use sense to follow the whole thing. That is how it is supposed to be. When someone puts up anything that baffles you historically, what you do as a person is for you to endeavor to investigate that thing. As a research historian, what I do is that I move out to ask questions. I deal more with primary sources rather than secondary sources. I go out self-sponsored. Nobody sponsors me. I go out to a particular place, spend weeks, days to know about that particular place. I hear from the people who come from that place themselves what they say, and not by hearsay. I know that in life, anything that concerns the origin of a people is always in a state of historical ambiguity. Nobody knows, nobody is sure, nobody can find any inroad into any issue that deals with the origin of a people. And so people resort to conjecture. They build a hypothesis around that issue because they cannot explicate it. They cannot detail it because they do not know. That is life. So as a person, make your own investigation. It is not only the Equ people that say that they are not from Igbo land. Oba people, Ebeye people, Equ people, Okuta people, Onitsha people, Anyocha, Anyom, Eka, Arochukwu, and all that say that they are not Igbo people. They connect their histories to the old Benin Empire. But one baffling thing is how our brothers from Igbo land, sisters and friends, always focus on Equ. They fail to recognize the submissions of other people who speak Igbo language, who bear Igbo titles and Igbo names, who say that they are not historically connected to Igbo. They don't want to hear about that. It is only Equ. Go out and find out what Oguta people say. Find their secondary sources, books that talk about the origins of those areas aforementioned, and see what they say concerning their histories. What do Nsukka people say? Enugu Ezike people, what do they say? As big as Igbo land. One pertinent question that I want to ask is this. Is it possible that one man, one woman gave birth to all the people who speak Igbo, who are in Igbo land? Is it plausible? Is it tenable to accept that one man, one woman gave birth to all the people who speak Igbo language, who are called Igbo people? If the answer is no, how then can we determine the origins of all the people who call themselves Igbo people? That is the way to begin. Where do you come from in Igbo land? Mbise, Mbano, Ikedru, Nnewi. We are in Igbo land. Ebonyi people, Ngwa, Old Bende, wherever you come from Igbo land, begin a project to know where your people came from. Where do your people come from? Where did they come from to settle at the places where they settle? Where? Are you also aware that Arochukwu people are not Igbo people? Have you read about the Aro history? Have you heard about the Arodim history? Arodim, as they say, came from Israel with Igbo. Arodim is not Igbo. He came from Israel with Igbo and settled in Igbo language and Igbo land. Arochukwu people speak Igbo language. How come they do not speak the Jewish language? I know that Igbo land did not fall down from heaven. Igbo land emerged as a result of migration. Where did they migrate from? Of what language did they come into Igbo land with? That is how we begin it. So do not wonder if people say they came from Benin and they do not speak Benin language. Where did your own people come from? What language did they come with? That is how we begin it. Because some people say Igbo land came from Israel. Do they speak the Jewish language? Do they bear the Jewish names? No. Igbo land, as big and vast as it is like a confluence where so many ethnic groups came together to form the Igbo nation. It is so with even EQUERRE land. It is so with the Ogonis. It is so with the Yorubas, the Hausas, the people of Ashanti. Everywhere in the world, no one man, no one woman gave birth to all the people there. It is not possible. So EQUERRE people say that they are not Igbo people, not because they hate Igbo people. No. After all, 99% of the women in EQUERRE land who call themselves mothers and wives come from Igbo land. EQUERRE people have assisted so many Igbo people as in-laws. The businesses that Igbo people do in EQUERRE land, EQUERRE people handsomely patronize Igbo people. They don't discriminate. They don't segregate. They give the Igbo people peace of mind in EQUERRE land. They go exist with them happily and peacefully. There has not been any major scuffle between EQUERRE people and Igbo people. So they don't fight, they don't quarrel. But where they have a problem is when it comes to the area of origin. Let me ask you, who was Igbo? This Igbo, who was Igbo? IGBO, Igbo. Many people do not know, and I know that you do not know also. I want to teach you because I have been teaching thousands of people history. Igbo is not the name of any human being. Igbo is not the name of any person who founded what we call today Igbo nation, Igbo land. No. There was no human being, either in the form of a man or woman, called Igbo. Igbo is found in many literatures outside Igbo land, in many languages outside Igbo land. For example, in Yoruba land, we have what we call Ijebu Igbo, Ijebu people of Igbo. We have Igbo Asako, Igbo Aro. In EQUERRE land, we have Romo Igbo. In Eche land, we have Igbo Eche. So you see that in Yoruba, in Igbo, in EQUERRE, in Eche, we have the word Igbo. In Anambra, we have Igbo Ukwu. Igbo simply means a thick bush, a thick forest. That is what Igbo means. Igbo is not the name of a person. Igbo Asako, the thick bush of the Asako people. Igbo Eche, the thick bush of Eche people. Romo Igbo, children that come from a thick bush area. Ijebu Igbo, Ijebu people that come from a thick bush area. Igbo Ukwu, a thick bush. Igbo simply means a thick forest, a thick bush, not the name of any human being who founded the Igbo land. So how a people who call themselves Igbo people adopted that name as their general name is a matter for the Igbo. In Equ people say they are not part of that name Igbo. The Igbo people who call themselves Igbo close to Equ people migrated from this area of Equ land. And when they migrated, they were not answering Igbo. It was later when they now joined with other people, in that area, they now adopted the central name Igbo. Equ people refused to answer the name Igbo that has not been their original name. The original name of Equ people is IKWERRE and not Igbo. The language they speak is called EQUERRE language. The names and titles are all called EQUERRE names and titles. So Igbo is not the name of any human being. Igbo simply means a thick forest, a thick bush. In Equ here, we call any thick forest, any thick bush, Igbo or Igbogo. That is what we call. Even in Eche, it is also the same thing, Igbo or Igbogo, a thick bush or a thick forest. So people came from different directions, converged at a place, seemingly agreed to coexist and formed the nation called Igbo. So it is with the Equ people. So it is with the Yorubas, the Hausas, the Jaws, the Ogonis, everywhere in the world. No one man, no one woman gave birth to all the people in a particular area. It is not possible. That is the basis where Equ people say they are not Igbo people. Not that they hate the people who call themselves Igbo. No, they do not hate them. Historically, there is no connection. There is no link relating Equ to Igbo. That is what they are talking about. The issue of Equ origin cannot affect or diminish the love and relationship between Equ people and Igbo people. It cannot. They have been living very cordially. They coexist happily and peacefully. So the issue of origin cannot affect, the love Equ people share with Igbo people. No. That is what we are talking about. I am an investigative historian. I am a research historian. I am not a classroom historian. I am a field historian. I deal more with primary sources. I engage people in discussion. In fact, the money and time that I have spent in history work, if I was in the academics, I would have been a professor a long time ago. If I was in politics, I would have become a senator a long time ago. If I was a business person, I would have owned so many estates. If I was in career service, I would have risen to the highest level because I have spent so much money and time doing history. And yet I am aware that I am an underdog because in Nigeria, fools drive the train, and the wise people are the passengers. That is the kind of climb called Nigeria. And I'm not bothered. I like what I do because I impart knowledge, into people. That is what I have been doing. You may call me all kinds of names. You may abuse me, you may let me down, it doesn't matter. What matters is that I do this work in a very nice way and very objective way. Equ people are not Igbo people historically. That does not mean that they hate Igbo people. No. Igbo people are Equ brothers and sisters and friends. Where you find an Equ person, you find an Igbo person there. The best friends Equ people have always have are the Igbo people. They relate with them, they are close to them. But historically, that is where they differ. It is not only the Equ people that say that they are not Igbo people. Our Igbo brothers and sisters should also focus on those tribes, those groups that say that they are not Igbo people too. Not only Equ. Go out there and make your own investigation. Find out whether what they say has any veracity or not.